If you receive Social Security, there is one number you are going to hear a lot about over the next several weeks. The 2027 Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. And right now, you may already be seeing headlines suggesting that Social Security checks could increase by around 3.5% next year. But before you start calculating how much extra money will show up in your bank account, there is something extremely important you need to know. The official 2027 Social Security COLA has not been announced yet. As of August 2026, we have projections, not a final number. The Senior Citizens League currently projects a 3.6% COLA for 2027. AARP's latest estimate is slightly lower, at 3.5%. So if someone tells you that Social Security has already approved a 3.6% increase for 2027, that is not correct. The final number still depends on inflation data that has not been fully reported. But these projections give us something useful. We can estimate what a COLA around 3.5% could mean for someone receiving $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, or $3,000 per month. And later in this video, I will show you why even if your gross Social Security benefit increases by a certain percentage, the increase you actually see in your bank account may be different. Let's start with what we know for certain. The Social Security COLA for 2026 is 2.8%. According to the Social Security Administration, that adjustment increased the estimated average retired worker benefit from approximately $2,015 to approximately $2,071 per month. Now compare that with the current projections for 2027. The Senior Citizens League estimated a 3.9% COLA in May. By July, its estimate had fallen to 3.8%. And on August 12th, the projection moved down again to 3.6%. AARP's current projection is 3.5%. That movement tells us something important. A COLA forecast is not a guarantee. It changes as new inflation information becomes available. So how does Social Security actually determine the COLA? The answer comes down to an inflation measure called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, usually shortened to CPI-W. The calculation focuses on the third quarter of the year. That means July, August, and September. The government compares the average CPI-W during those months with the corresponding benchmark used to determine the previous COLA. This is why one inflation report cannot determine the final Social Security increase. July matters, August matters, and September matters. Only when the necessary third quarter inflation data are available can the final 2027 COLA be calculated. The official announcement is expected in October. Now let's get to the question most retirees actually care about. How much money could this mean for your monthly Social Security benefit? For the next few examples, let's use the Senior Citizens League's current 3.6% projection. Remember, 3.6% is not the official 2027 COLA. We're simply using it as a planning scenario. Let's start with a $1,500 monthly Social Security benefit. 3.6% of $1,500 is approximately $54. So, in a simple illustration, $1,500 could become approximately $1,554 per month. That is about $648 more over 12 months. Now suppose your current gross benefit is $2,000 per month. 3.6% of $2,000 is $72. That would bring the illustrative monthly amount to approximately $2,072. Over 12 months, that is approximately $864 more. Now let's move up to $2,500 per month. A 3.6% increase would equal approximately $90. That would take $2,500 to approximately $2,590 per month. Over a full year, the difference would be approximately $1,080. And finally, let's look at a $3,000 monthly benefit. 3.6% of $3,000 is $108. That gives us an illustrative monthly amount of approximately $3,108. Over 12 months, that would be approximately $1,296 more. So here are the four examples side by side. $1,500 per month, approximately $54 more. $2,000, approximately $72 more. $2,500, approximately $90 more. And $3,000, approximately $108 more. Again, these are illustrations based on a 3.6% assumption. They are not official 2027 benefit amounts. And this brings us to something many headlines leave out. Your Social Security COLA and the increase you actually see deposited into your bank account are not necessarily the same thing. Why? One major reason is Medicare. For most people who receive Social Security and have Medicare Part B, the Part B premium is automatically deducted from their Social Security benefit. So imagine your gross Social Security benefit increases. That does not automatically mean your net bank deposit increases by exactly the same dollar amount. Your deductions matter too. This is why I would never build a retirement budget using only the headline COLA percentage. Wait until you know both your updated Social Security benefit and the deductions that apply to your situation. Now there is an even bigger point. Suppose the final COLA really does come in around 3.5%. Is that good news? Yes and no. It means Social Security benefits would receive a larger inflation adjustment than they receive for 2026. But remember why COLA exists in the first place. It is designed to help Social Security benefits keep pace with increases in the cost of living. A higher COLA usually does not appear because retirees suddenly became wealthier. It appears because prices have increased. Think about the expenses that matter most to many retired households. Groceries, housing, utilities, insurance, transportation, and healthcare. If those expenses are rising, receiving more dollars from Social Security does not automatically mean your purchasing power has improved. That is why I think retirees should stop thinking about COLA as a traditional pay raise. A better way to think about it is an inflation adjustment. It is designed to help protect purchasing power. And that distinction matters. For 2025, Social Security's COLA was 2.5%. For 2026, it increased to 2.8%. The Senior Citizens League currently projects 3.6% for 2027. AARP currently projects 3.5%. If the final number lands near those estimates, the 2027 adjustment would be higher than the previous 2 years. But the final number is still unknown. So what should you actually do between now and the official announcement? I would focus on 4 things. Number 1, do not increase your retirement spending based on a forecast. A projection is useful for planning scenarios. It is not guaranteed income. If you want to prepare your 2027 budget today, run several scenarios instead. For example, you could see what your budget looks like with a 3% increase, then 3.5%, then 4%. That gives you a range, rather than pretending we already know the answer. Number 2, know your current gross Social Security benefit. Do not simply look at the amount arriving in your checking account. If Medicare or other deductions are coming out of your payment, your net deposit may not be the correct starting point for a simple COLA estimate. Number 3, pay attention to the remaining inflation data. The final calculation depends on the third quarter CPI-W numbers. Until that process is complete, every 2027 COLA number you hear is still an estimate. And number 4, when Social Security announces the official COLA, use your own benefit information. National averages are useful for explaining trends, but you do not receive the national average. Your Social Security benefit is based on your own earnings record, claiming history, and circumstances. So let's return to our original question. How much could your Social Security check increase in 2027? Based on the Senior Citizens League's current 3.6% projection, a $1,500 monthly benefit would increase by roughly $54 in our simplified illustration. A $2,000 benefit would increase by roughly $72. A $2,500 benefit would increase by roughly $90. And a $3,000 benefit would increase by roughly $108. But I want you to remember one sentence from this entire video. Those are scenarios, not promises. As of August 2026, the Social Security Administration has not announced the official 2027 COLA, and we have already seen why forecasts can move. The Senior Citizens League went from 3.9% in May to 3.8% in July to 3.6% in August. AARP's latest estimate is 3.5%. That is exactly why we should follow the data rather than chase dramatic headlines. When the official number arrives, the question will no longer be, what might the COLA be? The question becomes, what does the official COLA mean for my actual Social Security check? And that is where the numbers become much more useful. Because once we have the official percentage, we can compare different monthly benefit levels, look at the impact over a full year, and then consider Medicare deductions and the effect of inflation on real purchasing power. Until then, there is no reason to guess. Use the current estimates to prepare, but do not treat them as guaranteed income. And there is one final lesson here that goes beyond the 2027 COLA. A successful retirement plan should not depend on one Social Security adjustment. Social Security is one part of retirement income. Your spending, savings, investments, taxes, healthcare costs, housing costs, and other sources of income all work together. COLA can help your Social Security benefit respond to inflation, but it cannot replace a retirement plan. So if you receive Social Security or you are approaching retirement, keep watching this channel. When the official 2027 COLA is announced, we will replace every estimate with the actual number and calculate exactly what the new percentage means at different benefit levels. No guessing, no exaggerated headlines, just the numbers and what they mean for your retirement. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not individualized financial investment, tax, legal, Social Security, or Medicare advice. COLA estimates can change before the official announcement. Always verify your personal benefit information and current program rules with the Social Security Administration and Medicare.